The Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is one of the oldest and most experienced humanitarian organizations presently in the country. With a network of branches in all administrative districts of the island, it possesses a proud history of over 6 decades of rich experience for speedy and effective humanitarian response. The Sri Lanka Red Cross Society has dedicated trained volunteers in all its branches and is recognized for its strengthened humanitarian service capacity as an auxiliary to the government. The Sri Lanka Red Cross Society has its main spotlight focused on the youth as being our future. Today, almost 1 billion youth live in the world, which means 1 person in 5 is between the age of 15 and 24 years. Youth constitutes almost 20% of the world population. Youth have a crucial role in shaping the future of our country, and they have proved that they can be powerful agents of change. The progress of our societies is based on the important capacity to incorporate the contribution and responsibility of youth in the building and designing of the future. Half of the volunteer base of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies worldwide is made of young people. This amounts to an impressive 50 million young humanitarians in the world's largest volunteer movement, which is the World Red Cross Movement. The Red Cross recognizes the importance of volunteers in preventing and alleviating human suffering, and particularly the value of youth as key agents for social change and economic development. Red Cross believes that focus on young people is a crucial investment, not only for today, but most of all for the future. In Sri Lanka, the youth population comprises almost 20% of the total population of 20.4 million. This is why the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society places top priority in promoting youth volunteering as a way for young people to become aware of the benefits of bringing succor to the vulnerable. Youth are very active in all of the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society's humanitarian services, in health through HIV and AIDS peer education, primary health and promotion of healthy habits, in disaster preparedness and response through community-based first aid, disaster risk reduction and response and environmental activities, and in the promotion of fundamental principles and humanitarian values. Sri Lanka Red Cross Society encourages all its 26 branches to organize throughout the year programs and activities to motivate the youth to be engaged in the humanitarian programs of the Red Cross, thus developing and enhancing the youth volunteers' spirit and enlist them as youth members. Young people do make a significant contribution to meeting the needs of the most vulnerable people within their local communities. Red Cross youth in Sri Lanka have made a tremendous contribution over the years as an excellent volunteer force, working tirelessly in relief operations, emergency services and development programs. In 2000, the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society established its youth department, recognizing urgent need to analyze the needs and potential of youth and develop a national youth policy which will be the basis for all its work. A national youth constitution was adopted which recognized the role of youth, emphasizing their contribution in the planning and implementation and decision-making process of various projects of Sri Lanka Red Cross Society. The Youth Division, which has 493 junior Red Cross circles, are currently operating throughout the country, targeting children at both village and school levels in the 12 to 19 age group, which presently have 7,187 members. At the branch level, youth and district units from the age group 19 to 28 total 10,113 youth members from 51 youth division units and youth units. Kakulu Red Cross units for children of ages 6 to 12, which have presently enrolled 300 members. The Red Cross aims at engaging young people in all of the society's programs and in designing educational, dissemination and training programs for young people that promote their gradual integration into the national society. 7 badges are now available for the junior members, which could be won by members with the successful completion of 7 school-based activities, including junior first aid. Record books are also available for junior Red Cross members with separate pages for the 7 identified activities such as dissemination of the role and mission of the Red Cross, junior first aid, fundraising, etc. Valid for a 5-year period, the record book is an important tool and incentive for the youth to participate in the humanitarian activities of the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society. Youth camps are regularly held throughout the country where the participants are introduced to the Red Cross principles, communication skills, HIV/AIDS awareness, first aid, leadership training and interpersonal skills. Since 1956, the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society youth members have participated in many international youth programs. Establishing such contact with sister societies enables the youth to learn from one another, provides a structure whereby young people can meet their counterparts from other countries and experience true international friendship in the spirit of the Red Cross movement. With the experience gathered in these events, the Youth Department organized the first ever International Youth Exchange from March 17th to the 24th, 2007 with the participation of 10 junior Red Cross members representing the Malaysian Red Crescent Society, Thailand Red Cross Society and the Kenyan Red Cross Society. The international participants were accompanied by branch chairmen and youth members of branches to participate in a 2-day youth camp and 3-day homestay involving the Kalutara, Gaul, Mathura, Munaragala, Badulla, Nuvarelia, Gampaha, Kurunegala and Puttalam branches. Around 450 Sri Lanka Red Cross Society youth members had the unique opportunity to exchange their ideas, experiences and fostered ties of friendship. Youth have a key role in the leadership and management of the Red Cross. When fully involved in the decision-making process and in leadership, young people bring not only their experiences but also a special creativity and idealism which complements the maturity of other members. Like in many other Red Cross societies, the leaders of today were the youth members of a generation ago. When young people work side by side with the older members of the Red Cross in service programs, emergency actions and the management, they rapidly acquire the skill which will enable them to lead the movement of the future. In recognition of the vital role of youth in the future of any society, the Sri Lanka Red Cross Youth Department held its first ever Youth Assembly in August 2005. 250 volunteer youth members participated at this historic gathering held in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Youth Constitution adopted at the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society Annual General Meeting in 2004. Elected youth representatives from 12 branches elected for the first time office bearers including a president, secretary and a committee. You are the future leaders of the Red Cross. Be prepared to take up that great responsibility, said the President of the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society, Mr. Jagat Abhisinghe, the President, who urged the participants. The Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is committed to providing all opportunities to our youth to develop their talents and enhance their skills and extend all support to achieve this aim, Mr. Abhisinghe said. Selection of members of the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society National Youth Committee every 2 years is now a constitutional requirement with the National Youth Level Annual General Meeting held annually. Eligible branches nominate participants to the National Youth Annual General Meeting and the election process is monitored by a committee comprising Chairman of the Youth Policy Committee, Central Governing Board members, National Youth Committee appointed by the National Youth Committee. Today the youth at the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is represented at the highest decision-making bodies. The Chairman of the National Youth Committee attends all meetings of the Central Governing Board of the Sri Lanka Red Cross, which is its supreme decision-making body. To further ensure youth representation at other policy-making levels, Today, a youth member sits at all policy committee meetings, which are Sri Lanka Red Cross Society's apex bodies for future policy formulation and direction of the core areas such as health, disaster management, principles and values, and organizational development. The Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is focused on ensuring that young people are consulted and involved in the decision-making process at all levels of the national society. Sports provide an excellent opportunity to bring out the latent talents of our youth members, who generally hail from the economically poor segments of Sri Lankan society. According to the Sri Lanka National Youth Survey 2000, close to 50% of the age group 15 to 24 was shown to be either unemployed and/or unsatisfied with their present employment. It is in such a context that sports festivals attract, motivate, and retain youth volunteers with the Red Cross. Sri Lanka Red Cross Society has gained much experience over the years in organizing sports festivals both at a district as well as on a national level. In December 2005, Sri Lanka Red Cross Society organized a national youth festival for the tsunami-affected youth of the country. Here, over 1,000 youth, including those from the north and east, participated. Take the National Youth Sports Festival held in Mathura from the 5th to the 7th of October 2006. 1,000 young athletes between the ages of 16 to 23 represented 26 Sri Lanka Red Cross Society branches where over 80 events were scheduled. Sports not only builds ethnic harmony and better understanding amongst diverse communities, it encourages the competitive spirit in youth, equipping them to face victory with magnanimity and disaster with fortitude. Most importantly, sports events create a conducive environment where youth members of all three communities are able to freely share their thoughts and aspirations and foster friendship with one another in an atmosphere of peace. One of the foremost challenges faced by the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society as well as other national societies in its work with youth is working out of effective measures to draw in new youth members as well as strengthen and sustain its ability to retain and maintain its youth volunteer base. Several programs, thanks to our partner national societies, are being introduced to attract more and more youth members and to constantly have in place a dynamic and well-trained Red Cross volunteer force. Some of the main areas of focus are individual capacity development ventures such as leadership programs, vocational training, English classes, as well as computer classes. 2010, named as the United Nations as the International Year of Youth, and 2011 as the International Year of Volunteers are unique opportunities for national societies such as the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society to further its mission with its network of volunteers working locally according to our fundamental principles in saving lives and changing minds. This will enable us to do more, do better, and reach further in making a difference in the lives of vulnerable people.